Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to make this little notebook cover. It's quite a simple little pattern to doing things. Just uncoil that. There we go. And then open it. You can see inside we've got a book here. Yeah, keep all your nice saddle notes and things. So it's a fairly simple little thing to make. All the way around. And back around again. So okay, so I already know the measurements of this. All you need is a piece of paper, which I've got one here, and this will do for the pattern. Just a little thing I use when I'm doing pattern paper, I use wallpaper lining. Yeah, it's fairly cheap to buy, but yeah, a lot of the times you'll see it on sale in your DIY stores, and I tend to buy this for next to nothing, and it lasts forever. You know, quite a lot of paper on there. It's okay. So I've got a piece of paper here, which I already know the size of it, which is 17.5 inches by 8 inches. So that's 17.5 by 8 inches. Yeah. So that's the size that you need. If you want it in metric, it's 45 centimeters thereabouts. Yeah, go 45 by 20.5. So 45 times 20.5, and that's in centimeters. Yeah, cm. So again, I'll just show you that there. So that's the measurement you need. I'm sure you can work that out. So you've got your own piece of paper. Obviously it depends on the size of the book that you're after, but it's a fairly easy pattern to work out, which hopefully I can show you. The only other thing we need is, if I take this back here, is this round piece here. So I'll show you how I get this round. Yeah, I don't go into anything fancy. Literally I'll use, and this will do me, this is round, this is the top end up here, I've decided. So what I want to do is I want to measure down, I don't know, so measure down 2.5 inches, yeah, and put a little line there. Do the same on the other side, say 2.5 inches. We know this is 8 inches wide, so if I can, yeah, 8 inches, so if I have 4 inches, so that gives me little markers. Again, I don't know how that'll show up on cam. So 2.5 inches down, 4 inches, and then the other side 2.5 inches. I then get my lid, put it on this first mark over here, and what I do is I line it up with the top mark over here. I can draw a pencil if I want, just that way I can look at it, but it should be fine. So just straight on with a knife and all the way around, just cut off the excess. That does me. Then that gets rid of that. Same on the other side. I line this tin up on this dot on this side. I line the top there, and it gives me this sort of arch. So all the way around. I mean, you can make this smaller if you want. It doesn't have to be this big. Take a little bit in there just to get rid of the top of it. Square the top. So that's me now with my round. Yeah. So to check the pattern, I get the book, put it on there. Make sure. Let me just hold this up for you. Make sure you get enough on either side sticking out. Yeah, so that's why this book is 7 inches, so I cut the paper 8 inches. And then I need to know how much fold back I want here. It's whatever you want it to do. This is about 2.5 inches, I would have thought. Yeah, 2.5 inches. Yeah, make sure it's the same on the other side. 2.5 inches. Do my line across there, and that tells me my fold for later on. The book itself will close. That'll come down there, and all the way around. And this is where I look at it and decide, and this is probably a bit too long, so I probably want to actually cut this a bit shorter. So I'm just, I think I probably want it about halfway down. What I can do is I can make this bigger, but I think that's plenty big enough for one, so I'm going to shorten the whole thing down. So I'm going to just take it off this end here. I think I probably want about 3/4 an inch off it. Yeah. So just mark my paper there, 3/4. And same on this side, about 3/4. Join my 2 dots up. That'll do it. Get my knife. Right, that should be a reasonable pattern. The other thing, if you want to be clever, this has been cut straight across here. As you can see, straight across. If you want your edge, cut a wee bend in there if you want it to be round, but I'm just going to leave mine straight. Yeah, so move that out of the way. So that's how to do your pattern. So I'm saying cut it 17.5 inches by 18 inches. If in this case this book is, I know it's 7 inches. Yeah. So I've added half an inch onto either side when I'm making my pattern. The length of this book, all I would have done in order to work out the length, you can add your pieces on and things, but if you simply, another piece of paper which I've got here, put that in there, get my piece of paper, fold it over and flip the top over. If this is too long, start cutting it down to size and then measure it. Yeah, and the width, as I say, I just had half an inch, so it gives plenty of room for the book to move in and out. Okay, so I've already cut my piece of leather to size just to save time on the video. And I'm sure we all know how to cut a piece of leather, so this piece of leather should fit that pattern. The only thing I've got to do is to do that again, because I've got the leather in my hand. I can actually put it in and just check the length of it, because this has still got this half inch on. Flip it over again, because it's got a bit of a bulk in it. Bring that down there. Yeah, and I probably still want to take this piece off. So in this case, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to measure down about 3/4 inch. And then I can always do a pen marker, or I could nip it with my knife. So again, over here, 3/4 inch. Do my 2 lines across the way. Get my knife, cut down the ruler. Yeah, that'll give you a straight line. And straight through. Yeah, that's something for the bin. That's it there. So the only thing we need to do now is to cut these circles. So again, I can put the pattern on because I've already worked it out, and then do it. It's just as quick to measure down. I think we said about yeah, I'll go for less on it, 2 1/4 inches, and do a little line mark there. That's what your nail's for. Again, 2 1/4 inches there. Give me a mark, I can see that. Go for 4 inches, which is here. Get my tin, line up my 2 holes, don't know how much you can see there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that off. Yeah. So if I just line that up like so, get my knife, and then all the way around. It just depends how confident you are. Do the exact same on this side here. Do my knife all the way around. This is a new camcorder, so this is the first video I've done, so I'll be looking at how good the sound is, and if it's not good then I'll add to it, and same for the angles and things that I'm working at. So that's basically a pattern. The next thing all we've got to do is punch a hole in here and do our stitch marks. So if I get my prick marker, I like to stamp on a board. So there's a little board for marking. I've already decided I want about this much back. I can measure it and then go again for 2 1/2 inches. But if I just did that, I do need a measurement. So yeah, about almost 2 1/2 I'm going to go for. So I need to know where my line's going to go. So that'll be my start there. So I'm putting a little mark on it, and this is for my stitch marks. I'll do the exact same on the other side. So because I've got my line there, take this up to the edge. I'm going to stitch 8 to the inch, yeah. This is what we call double. If it was the other way around, we use it as the reverse. I think it's different in different countries for what I can hear. We need something to hit it with. There we go. So hopefully that camera doesn't bounce down here. Now, this isn't a tool for going all the way through. It literally is just marking where I want my stitches to be. That should do it. I don't think this will show up on camera, but you can see, I don't think it does it, but yeah. Okay, so I don't even think it'll do for me. It's actually quite So 2 1/4, come over to the other side, and I'm going to go for 2 1/4 so that they're both identical. And I'm going to come down this side. And this side. So this is ready for me stitching. So I'm going to take it over to my clams and I'm going to set up for stitching. So I'll put you on pause for a minute.